Well, hello everyone. Thank you very much for tuning into this video to check out a very significant situation that I'd like to share with you here. And this is with regards to the amount of scam, robocalls, and spoofed calls that I, Scammer Blaster, personally received during the month of June. Now, how many calls would it take to drive you absolutely mad, to drive you crazy, insane? Well, what, one or two, 5, 10? Well, I'm going to show you what I got in terms of scammer phone calls inside of a single day and also throughout the month of June. And as a bonus, I'll show you what happened in July after the FBI came, seized, and raided my operation, shut me down. Them and the FCC kind of worked together on that little venture. But I'm just going to show you just in the month of June, or let's just start with the first day, June 1st. And I'm going to show you what all this data is here. This is my call logs for a single month. This is the date and time that I received the call. This is the source. This is the destination. In other words, my phone number, which I'm clearly, obviously not going to show you. By the way, you can download this document. It's a link to it will be in the description. Here's the caller ID. This is kind of funny. I get a kick out of this one. Tony. No, that's not suspicious at all. Wasn't there a rap song in the 1980s? Tony has done it again, or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, all kinds of weird stuff that I see on my call logs when I go through these. This is the duration of the call. This is how much I had to personally pay me, Scammer Blaster, out of my own pocket. Type of call, and here's a unique identifier. It's like a serial number, as it were, that pertains to any specific call. So every call has a unique serial number. Anyone in the federal government that has access to this type of stuff, like FCC, FTC, the traceback group, stuff like that, can pull up these serial numbers and be like, oh yeah, Scammer Blaster got phone calls from these numbers. This is the real deal, folks. This is what I'm going to show you here, what drove me to start the operation, the Scammer Blaster operation in the first place, years ago. Okay, so would you say 50 calls inside of one day would be extreme? Well, if you said yes, I would have to agree with you. But see, I didn't just receive 50 calls inside of a single day. Let's just kind of scroll down and take a look at the call logs here. Now mind you, the calls started at 1:08 in the morning, nice early morning, and of course nobody's here to actually pick up the calls. And the reason why is because of this. I can't pick up the phone. I just can't. I can never pick up the phone because it's just nonstop ringing with scam, robo, and spoof calls. And I think it's kind of funny because the chairwoman of the FCC is like, oh, we're going to stamp out robocalling. Well, that's very, very not true. It's a good pipe dream. It's good wishful thinking. It's just not going to happen. So anyways, coming on down here, June 1st, here we go. 50 phone calls inside of a single day would drive you mad. Well, here we go. We hit the 50 landmark. What about 100? Let's see if I got 100 phone calls inside of a single day. And we come down. Boom! There we are. Yes, I did. I got 100 calls. 100 scam, robo, spoof calls inside of a single day. Oh, no. It doesn't stop here, though, friends. It does not stop here. Let's just keep going. Let's just see how many calls I got on June 1st alone of this year. Keep scrolling. Now we're into the 300s now. And we keep coming down. Oh, this is a cool caller ID. What on earth is that? Is that fun? Yeah, 1.17E plus 11. And maybe there's more to it. Oh, yeah, this is a really nice long. Oh, yeah, 11725 million. What is that? What kind of calls are these? I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's pathetic, and this is what drove me to do what I do. And I always get kicked out of someone saying, "Oh, you profited from your operation. Oh, you made money." Yeah, well, this column here with what I had to pay for each of these calls begs to differ. Very much different from what the government is trying to claim that I profited from illegal robocalling. Only the opposite is true. I lost money because the federal government, the FCC specifically, is not doing their job. We have to do their job for them. You, me, and thousands of scam baiters around the world have to do the job for the federal government because they won't do it. They just won't do it. They refuse. Instead, they want to just come after me. Well, let's sort of get sidetracked. let's just say you got 500 calls inside of a single day. I mean, at this point, you'd probably want to claw your eyes out and do something harmful to yourself. Don't do that. If you ever did, don't do that. But 500 calls in one day, but see, it doesn't stop there. I'm just going to keep going here. June 1st, just keep going down. Let's go down, go down. 700s, we're in the 700s. We're now coming into the 800s. We're now coming into the 900s. Could do this auctioneer style, but that'd be stupid. Okay, here's 1,000. I received over 1,000 calls on June 1st. Here's the UUID. Here's the serial number that's associated with those calls for anyone who wants to look those up. Let's just keep going. Let's just see how many calls I got just on this one day alone. And, oh, now we're in the June 2nd. Here we go. All right. So we got 1,389 scam, robo, and spoofed unwanted calls. Now, I don't know about you, but this has to be a world record. I mean, it just has to be. I mean, who else is getting these types of calls? You know, why am I getting them? And I have been for way long before I started the Scammer Blaster operation, long before I started fighting back. I was just getting hammered all day long with these calls, and it was just driving me absolutely insane. And when I say driving me insane, it's not an exaggeration. There is absolutely no exaggeration when I say that robo-spoofed scam calls just drove me to absolute insanity. How I managed not to smash my phone or put my fist through a wall is beyond me, because I was out of control angry. So then I started this operation to fight back, and then what does the federal government do? They come, they raid my house, they have their guns drawn. Over 20 FBI agents surround my house with guns drawn, order me and my family out of the house, and seize my operation. That's the thanks that I get for trying to identify who these people are. And in my, not my most recent video, because that was a music video, but the one before that, I show how I interact with phone companies to let them know about what's going on. It was just, I had to show you that because it was egregious. And wouldn't you know, a day and a half after that video, I did that on a Monday night, I believe, and it was Wednesday morning that the FBI surrounded my house. It's like, what's wrong with these people? That I'm trying to go through life, live a normal life, and because of the inaction of the federal government, and I'm trying to stop what's going on, that, oh, I think I'm getting, here, 1 second, I'm getting a call right now. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, who's this?
Yeah, hi, my name is Bob, calling you from
Bob!
the pharmacy. How are you?
Oh, from U.S. Pharmacy. Yeah, how are you doing, sir? Oh, you hung up on me. Bob from U.S. Pharmacy here to sell me. I get those all day long. And that one was on my personal cell phone just now. Yeah, let me just see. What was the phone number on that one? Let me just pull that up. I'm not supposed to do any type of anti-scam work, but I'm going to give you this number, 516-508-2239. I don't know if it's a legitimate number or a spoof call, but I bet it's a spoof call. 516-508-2239. While I'm making a video about scammers, I just got a phone call. This one wasn't on a business line. This is all my business line stuff, but I'm showing you here. This is on my personal cell phone. And it rings nonstop, really, for the most part. Definitely never this time of day. Doggone, it's almost 6:30 at night, and they're trying to sell me counterfeit Viagra drugs at night. I suppose if you're going to sell counterfeit Viagra, that probably would be the good time to do it. And no, actually, there's no good time to do it. This poisonous medicine. All right, anyways, sorry to get sidetracked. Okay, then we come into June 2nd. Let's just see how many calls we got in the month of June. I'm just going to scroll down. Let's just see how many calls I got in the month of June. Let's see how many days are in June. 30, 31. Oh, okay, there's July. Come down into July. So where things kind of get interesting, though. Okay, June 30th. Okay, this marks the end. So from June 1st to June 30th, I received over 80,000 phone calls. 80,000. Well, what would that do to you? Just think about this for a moment. How would you handle that? I mean, it's insane. This is ridiculous. It's so pathetic. How can this be? How is it that this is even a thing? How is it that this is even possible for this type of traffic to be generated to a single entity. It just blows my mind, and maybe it blows yours too. I don't know. So 80,000 calls, and now as we go into July, I'm just going to scroll down into July because you'll see how things start to drop off. You know, and a lot of this data fueled what I did. You know, it's for identifying who's generating these calls and getting them shut down. So between June and July, 121,664. So 80,000 of those were in June. Only about 40,000 of those were in July. So you got the math going. And these are pretty big numbers. I even had to think about this. So roughly 80,000 calls in June. Half of that was in July. And it was actually more. My call logs drop off for some reason. There's more than 29 days in July, I'm sure of it. 31, I think there's 31 days in July, so I'm missing 30 and 31. So even more than that. Well, anyways, why is it that half? Why is it they got half the amount of calls? Well, because early July is when my operation got shut down, and so wasn't able to do the type of work that I normally do. Because sometimes calling these scammers generates or triggers them into calling back, especially if you just call and hang up. So yeah, there's going to be a loss, but that's a loss of 40,000 phone numbers that I could have gotten during the month of July that I did not get because the federal government shut me down, basically. So I'm very unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. I hope this video kind of helps shed a light on why I do what I do. Do I profit from it? Clearly not. Not that money wasn't a thing for me. It's never been something of extreme interest to me. But a lot of these calls I can hear, you see, where I got charged for those calls. But I enjoyed doing it. It was a good run. Had a really good run. Saved thousands of people every day from getting victimized, and I don't regret it. I regret spending 10, 12 hours a day doing it, but I don't regret having done this. So I really thank you for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it shed a little light on what made me start this operation to do what I do. Again, this file that you're looking at right now, the link to it is in the description for anybody who wants to personally check it out. Thanks again. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.